it's Samantha. I'm going to try to do a one-take video. This is probably going to be pretty boring, but I needed to do an update because it's been like a month or two, and so now I need to show my face on YouTube again because I know you love it so much. Okay, so first I just wanted to say, like, remember you guys, if I don't share anything and you don't hear from me, just know that I'm out living my life and having a good time. No news is good news. So yeah, I'm doing well in general. I wanted to briefly talk about my last video because there's been like a few questions about it. First of all, I don't know how, but like some people understood, other people didn't understand that we were using precautions to not get pregnant. I don't know how, like, that wasn't super clear to everyone. Maybe I just like didn't, maybe I might have not like said it exactly. But I think I just like assumed that everybody would have known that we were, because like I had cancer, have cancer, and like you're supposed to take precautions, so we were. That's why I was saying it was like incredibly unlikely. When I mentioned 2 times, I meant 2 times with precautions taken, not like 2 times with nothing, no precautions. Anyway, so there was that. And also people were like, why did you post that video that had like this clickbaity title after you just posted a video about how you didn't want to be famous and didn't want to keep doing YouTube? And so I do want to address that, because some people are just being rude about it. I don't really care about those people, but some people genuinely are like, what's going on with your thought process here? So the first video that I posted, the one that's titled, I think, Where Do I Go From Here? The Pocahontas 2 song. It's for Pocahontas 2. That was just me just being honest about what I truly felt. And when I was filming that video, I had already filmed the pregnancy video, like long before. And I was not sure if I was going to post it. I thought, what if posting that video gets me lots of views, and I don't want that or something, or if it gets me like negative attention because, you know, everybody has opinions on it, and like, do I really want to hear all of the opinions on such a vulnerable time in my life, I guess maybe is a word, where like I just felt pretty down and low. Do I really want or need any of those opinions? No, I don't. But I was going back and forth on it because I thought the information would be helpful to somebody else, and also it's still my story. So I thought, well, I could continue posting my story. I could leave the whole pregnancy thing, because I still don't think it was a real pregnancy, out of it, and just never mention it online at all. I could do that. And I seriously considered that. I could have easily done that. And so I think I was going back and forth on that. And so that's where all of those like honest thoughts came from that video, about like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this like as regularly, and it's hard because when I'm doing badly, then my videos do better, and all of those thoughts. Those are all still true, real thoughts. And a lot of those thoughts came from the fact that I knew that I had this video that should be posted. But I didn't know if I wanted to. So I thought by posting that video, I was like sharing my true, honest thoughts. And it's ironic because the people that are coming at me are like, well, no, you're posting this, you're posting that for views, and now you're posting this for views. And it's just like, I really thought that I was being honest by sharing those thoughts. And then again, because of the great response I got from that video of everybody being so understanding and being like, yeah, I totally get it. Like, you don't have to post to YouTube if you don't want to. I think because I got such great feedback from that video, that was part of the reason why I posted the next video, the pregnancy video, because I was like, well, people are really nice, and and people are, it's still true. I really do, like, I want the people that care to see the video. I don't, the people that just want to, like, you know, say silly things, they can say silly things and it doesn't matter. But the people who, like, actually want to know, I want them to see the video. And so I think that is why I ended up posting it. So then I posted this other, like, extremely honest, like, real video of what I went through when I found out I might be pregnant and that I could have 3 to 6 months to live without treatment. And it's just funny that people are like, you're doing this for views and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I went through this whole thing of, I didn't know if I wanted to post this, but then I did post it. And anyway, and then people are like, well, what about the clickbait title? First of all, I don't know which one should be first of all. Actually, I have 2 points. But I did put a disclaimer very early on in the video that said, like, this is not as big of a deal as the title makes it seem. And, you know, if people wanted to stop watching after that, they can. And here's the thing is, like, if people click off your video at the beginning, it hurts your video, you guys. Like, so if I wanted to gain views from that video, I would have led you on and led you on and led you on and put the important part in the middle like every other YouTube video does, because to make your video do well, you have to have people watching. So if I only cared about the views and the money and whatever, I wouldn't have put a disclaimer at the very beginning of my video being like, hey, like, this is the reason why I titled it this, and it's not as bad as you think, okay? Because it hurts your video if someone clicks on it and then is like, oh, never mind, don't want to watch this. So, like, yeah, there's that. And also, I named it that because as I explained in that video, I wanted people to be able to feel like the shock that I felt in the moment. Basically, when somebody tells you, you are pregnant and you could only have 3 more months to live if you don't do treatment. Like, that is shocking. I wanted it shown there so that people could see the shock that I felt. Like, I wanted to make the video to make people feel what I felt, to be able to understand the story better. And then, I guess this is kind of like a third point. That's what the video's about. Like, you title videos for what they're about. And the video is about the story of when I found out I was pregnant and had 3 months to live. So the only other thing that I could think to name the video was putting the story of in front of it. But, like, that's just less direct. So, like, what would be the point of that? Like, so I actually, like, I thought about it and was like, yeah, you know what? I felt bad about the clickbaity title multiple times, because, you know, people were saying it. They were like, oh, this made me feel bad. Like, this scared me and whatever. And, like, I don't like to do that. Though I did do it for a purpose, but I didn't really think, like, I don't know. I wanted people to feel it, but I didn't think, like, it was gonna make them, like, truly upset. Anyway, I don't know what else to name it. Like, that is what the video is about. So if you have any suggestions about what to name that video that's not as clickbaity, I guess, let me know, because I actually, like, might change that name, but, like, honestly, like, that's what the video is about. So I don't know what else to name it. Anyway, that's enough about those things. Let me check that off my list. I have, like, a few points to talk about. Okay, so, as some of you know, as you might know if you've been paying attention, I was on a treatment called Enhertu. That is the treatment that I started on the day that I found out I had a positive pregnancy test. I was gonna say pregnant again. And that is the treatment that just worked like a miracle, basically. It made everything just disappear. I could breathe again. Like, I wasn't really having as much trouble breathing, but I was having trouble like coughing. With like every third word I would say, I would cough. And yeah, I guess I had a little bit of shortness of breath also. And then I had like pain and fever. I actually had these low fevers that would happen every night. And so, you know, there were all those symptoms that were literally just from the cancer itself. And those all went away like very, very quickly, faster than any other treatment that I have ever been on. And there was like this huge mass under my arm, lymph nodes under there that had cancer, and that like just disappeared. Like I could just feel it disappearing in like a week or two. Like it was incredible how fast it worked. And it continued working. The treatment made me feel pretty bad, especially at the beginning, trying to get used to it and trying to like figure out a routine around it. But once we did figure out a routine, like we got into a groove and we had it figured out. But really, I think I need to make a whole other video about Enhertu specifically and my experience on it, because I think that might be helpful for someone who's starting it. So I guess I won't put all those details in this video. But the treatment worked well for me, and I stayed on it for about 8 months. I had my last PET scan. So like my first PET scan after starting Enhertu showed great improvement. And then my last PET scan that I had, when was it? September 29th. That showed progression. So I had progression in my bones, like a few areas, like in my hips. It just said multiple. There's just like multiple small spots through the bones. There always has been. I mean, really. And the stuff under my arm has grown again. I can really feel that, because it was kind of like sending this nerve burning pain down my arm that was extremely painful. We considered having surgery to remove those lymph nodes multiple times, but then we didn't, because like then I would have had to stop treatment, and the treatment was working. And anyway, the treatment was working everywhere except under the arm. That's what actually the first PET scan showed. And so then I added anastrozole on top of what I was doing, because a biopsy revealed that the stuff under my arm was hormone positive again. So we tried to add anastrozole to see if that would help the stuff under the arm. But then the next PET scan revealed that that didn't really help or do anything at all. So we were trying to control it without surgery, I guess, at first, so that I wouldn't have to stop the treatment. But then, yeah, that didn't work. So we were going back and forth on that. And so when I had that PET scan and it showed the progression, it showed that, sorry, I was telling you the places, right? This is the problem with the unedited videos. Okay, and then there is a spot in my liver. There's like a 5-centimeter spot in my liver that had, like the spot in my liver had completely gone away on Enhertu. And so like this is like a new spot in the liver. And then there's something going on like in my left chest, like some soft tissue thing that I can't feel with my fingers. I think it's like under the rib cage, but I can feel, like if I move in a certain position, it can kind of feel like that little burning type pain that I feel in my arm sometimes. So it's probably like cancer pushing on nerves again. Like when the cancer pushes on nerves, it can like send weird pain in places. That's what I'm guessing. Anyway, I had that PET scan on September 29th. That was a Monday. And I started a new treatment on that Wednesday. So October 1st, I started a new treatment. And again, I'm just incredibly thankful for my oncologist getting things moving so quickly. He consulted with other doctors. He wrote to my insurance company to be able to get the approval really quickly, to just be able to start this treatment, and to make sure with those other doctors too that this was the logical next step. And I think that this one was so far ahead of all of the other options that he didn't even present other options to me. Usually he's like, you have this option, this option, this option, but I think this treatment was so obvious, the next step, from like his opinion and the other doctors that he consulted with, that he was just like, this is what we're gonna do. And you know, after he has like saved my life time and time again, I trust him. I don't know, some people are so skeptical, they're like, oh, you're killing yourself, but it's just like, I don't think you guys understand, like statistically I should have died multiple times already. Like, it's amazing that I'm here, and it's amazing that we have these medical treatments and such great doctors. Anyway, I'm so thankful that he started so quickly. I don't know why I didn't write down the name. Hold on. Okay. I still don't know how to pronounce this. So the drug name is, or the brand name is Trodelvy, Trodelvy. So you can look that up. And then, you know, there's the actual drug name, which is even harder to say. It's a similar treatment to Enhertu, but it has a different target. So Enhertu was targeting the HER2 protein that was in a cancer, and this one is what's it called? I'm just gonna Google it. It's not telling me. Oh, the TROP2 protein, which is a protein found in almost, like, so with HER2, you know how we like test the receptors in the cancer and everything, like if it has the estrogen receptor, if it has the HER2 protein thing. We don't need to do that with this one, because this one is like so commonly found in like breast cancer. I think other types of cancers too have it, but that we don't need to test for it, that we just know that like it's gonna be there. So this drug is targeting that protein, and then like it has like a little chemo element to it, just like Enhertu had, to try to, you know, target those cancer cells and kill them. And it's a 21 day cycle where you get treatment on day 1, and then you get treatment on day 8. So you get treatment 2 weeks in a row, and then you have a week off. So on day 15 you don't get treatment, and then you finish out the cycle, and then you have a new cycle. Day 1 you get treatment. So you 1 week you have treatment, the next week you have treatment, the next week you have a break, and then the next week you have treatment, next week you have treatment, next week you have a break, over and over and over again. So far I've had the 2 treatments. So when I'm filming this video, it's October 14th. I'm planning to get this out really quickly, this video out fast. So I've had the 2 treatments on cycle day 1 and cycle day 8, and so far, side effects wise, it has been not as bad as Enhertu. I do get like a little Neulasta. I had that when I was on AC chemo injection on day 8, and that's just a way to like get your body to make more like white blood cells and neutrophils and stuff, because this treatment has chemo in it, and it you know, lowers your white blood count, and you know, makes it easier for you to get sick and stuff. And I actually did get sick, so I've been sick like just like a regular virus. It wasn't anything to do with the chemo. I had to go to the ER because I had a fever and had to make sure that it wasn't the the fever that you get from not having enough blood cells that fight things. I'm very good at talking, you guys. And yeah, anyway, so I'm feeling a lot better than I was on Enhertu. I'm just hoping that the treatment works, and we don't know yet if it's working. We're going to keep monitoring the spot under my arm. That's the easiest spot to monitor. And I should have another scan in like 2 to 3 weeks. So that's basically the update. Yeah, if you have any questions, I don't really have much more to say because I haven't been on the treatment very long, but that's the update. And I'm still feeling well. I don't feel as bad as last time. Like, I'm not having cough. I'm not having as much pain. So yeah, doing well. Just hoping that this treatment works. Yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Yeah, that's all. Bye.